The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, March 16th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, how you doing this morning?
Doing, buddy. Good morning, and doing good. Just a little tired, but not because I worked last night. I just super sore from all the shoveling to dig my car out yesterday. Took about a little over 2 hours. My body just feels like I've been beat up all over the place. But other than that, doing great, man. How are you this morning?
Doing well, it's a Tuesday, feeling good, slept in a little bit, obviously, still getting used to the time change. But, all of your digging out of the snow yesterday doesn't get you out of your neighborhood because they still haven't plowed the streets of your complex yet, right?
Nope. So it's going to leave a little earlier than usual today just to see if I can get out. And then once I'm out, then I think I'll be good.
Well, the good news,
you gotta give yourself that time in case you hit that weird patch and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
So,
well, you've got an all-wheel drive SUV, so you're not like your neighbor who tried to get out with their little two-wheel drive car and got stuck. So, there is some hope for you there.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's pretty good. The gal across the street was able to dart across, so I feel like I dug myself out enough where I have some room to kind of gun it and just go, rum, Exactly, that's how it's going to do. Rum. It's going to jump the little snow barrier. So we'll find out. Yeah, we'll let it thaw out a little bit. It's obviously a little early here still, and I'm sure it's still ice. It's ice packed at this point. So,
and they still have time to come through. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. After the show, though,
exactly.
It would probably be loud. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off the show the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Tony, if you were a surgeon, what would you do to keep yourself entertained in the operating room?
Oh, man. If I was a surgeon, I probably would just... I would try to gross out like my coworkers, I guess. I don't know. Like if I'm cutting, my spaghetti noodle, or something stupid like that. I don't know. I have no idea.
For me, I think of like Doctor Strange where they play some music and they, kind of play Name That Tune where, well, this kind of takes that whole thing to a upper level, if you will. A healthcare network in Michigan said it had opened an investigation after some operating room doctors posted photos on social media last week showing themselves holding a surgically removed organ and tissue material as part of a game that they likened to The Price is Right. The doctors who are employed as medical residents by Spectrum Health in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and specialize in obstetrics and gynecology, asked people to guess how much an unidentified organ weighed, according to one Instagram post. The station said it blurred part of the image so that people could not tell what type of organ was shown in the post, which was shared publicly. The post appeared to show at least one patient in the background, the television station reported. They were taken down shortly after the station contacted the medical residents on Friday. The other game we play in the OR is Guess That Weight, the post said. It applies to much more than just babies. As always, Price is Right rules apply, so if you go over, then you're out. The doctor was referring to the television game show's long-standing rule in which contestants who overestimate the value of a prize are disqualified. Spectrum Health, which operates 14 hospitals in Western Michigan, 3 of which are in Grand Rapids, said in a statement on Sunday night that patient confidentiality was paramount. We were shocked and dismayed when we learned that surgical images were posted on an Instagram account not officially connected to Spectrum Health that was used by a group of medical residents, the statement said. This unacceptable behavior does not in any way reflect our organization, the outstanding professionalism of our medical staff, or our resident physicians in training. It was not immediately clear which hospital or how many doctors were involved in the episode. None of the doctors who were involved have been identified. The Instagram handle used by the medical residents was at Grand Rapids _OBGYN_residency, in case you want to go check it out. But I don't know if they're violating any rules by, obviously not showing who the patient is, but definitely not something I'd want to come across in my Instagram feed.
No, definitely not. Definitely would not want to be on there, and think you get close to violating HIPAA and all that stuff. I mean, close.
Yeah. If you disclose patient information, that's one thing. But again, if the patient's not identified, if you can't see the patient, are you towing that line? Who knows? Either way, probably not the best thing to do.
No. Not everything has to be behind the scenes for the world to see. I think there's plenty of content out there to keep people busy. That's not something that needs to be seen.
Well, speaking of plenty of content to keep people busy, that's what we've got for you. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
It is Taco Tuesday!
It is Taco Tuesday, and as we do on Tuesdays, we've got Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. We have a segment called School Rules. Our call-in topic today is your ideal lazy day. We have a segment called Fake Niceties. We round out the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby Panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. We are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now, we have a little thing we talk about each day. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you're an operating room doctor and you share your gross pictures on Instagram. We kind of want to know about it. Give us a call at 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, speaking of entertaining, Tony is here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is Taco Tuesday, March 16th. And here's your Filippo Fast 5. Piers Morgan quits Good Morning Britain following Meghan Markle comments. Ruh-roh.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
That's why it's in the Filippo Fast 5. No one gives a Kaylee Cuoco to play screen legend Doris Day in limited series in development at Warner Brothers Television. Former Dolphins quarterback Ryan Fitzmagic, a.k.a. Fitzpatrick, reached an agreement with the Washington football team. God, I hope they get a real football name this year. And he signed a one-year deal worth $10 million that could grow to $12 million. And in other news, his kids ask him, Daddy, what was your favorite team to play? Which of the 32 teams that you've played for? Just kidding. He's played for a lot of teams. He's a quarterback. Yeah. He's a quarterback hoe. Buccaneers bringing back tight end Rob Gronkowski on a one-year deal for $10 million. And Saints great Drew Brees officially joins NBC as a broadcaster. In addition to being a Football Night in America studio analyst, Brees will work as a game analyst for its Notre Dame football coverage, and Brees will also be a part of NBC events, including the Olympics and Super Bowl LVI per the network source. I'm guessing that's 56, but I can't read the Roman numerals. I'm not very good with those.
It is.
But I'm guessing that's 56. So, and with that being said, Hubie is the worst actor in the world. Just kidding. This has nothing to do with Hubie Halloween. But the real entertainment news starts out with a small movie news, kind of an older movie. If you're a 4K collector and you still collect physical discs, well, good to know that one of the greatest franchises ever will finally be coming to 4K, and that is Dr. Jones! Indiana Jones collection will be releasing on 4K. And that will include Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, The Dismal Kingdom of the Crystal Skull will all be coming to 4K Ultra HD next year. In the box, yeah, it's going to be out June 8th, and it's going to, let's see what it has. I put it in reader mode, but what it'll have here is everything's going to be remastered in 4K. It'll have extensive visual work done to ensure the most pristine and highest quality images. And what's great is it has a bonus feature disc on top of that. if you're an Indiana Jones fan, this is awesome. And I think the fact that it's in 4K Ultra HD and Dolby Atmos sound, this is going to be the best way to see Indiana Jones, which you would think you could catch this on Disney Plus, but it is not. It is on Paramount Plus. So that's where you get it, because it's a Paramount movie, even though it's done by George Lucas. Just a fantastic franchise. So looking forward to that. I personally am a collector. This is something I would be interested in. Love the Indiana Jones movies, well, the original trilogy. But nonetheless, Kristian, is this something you would be picking up?
You know, I haven't picked up a digital or a physical disc in a long time, but if I actually had a 4K player, yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, you do have a 4K player, my friend.
Well, technically I do.
Yeah, technically. Well, I don't know. You don't have the PS4 Pro, do you? You have just the regular PS4?
I don't remember. And
okay, if you had the Pro, then you would. But if you had the regular, you don't. It's the Xbox. Like if you have the Xbox One, it's a 4K player. Or no, if you have the Xbox, I don't know. There's so many variations.
I do everything digitally now anyway, so.
Yeah, you're like, no purpose. I know. This is not, I think for me, that's collected box sets and things like that forever. It's nothing. I stick with the digital stuff nowadays too. It's just easier. It's at your fingertips. It's not like it's hard to watch it, but I don't, anything that could play a digital disc, or an actual physical disc, is all like video game consoles at this point. So.
Exactly. And in 3-4 years, 4K DVDs or 4K discs will only be worth, $2 a piece. And so,
yeah, kind of a waste when you could just get the digital and then you're good.
Yeah.
But, yesterday we did a segment like whatever happened to the cast of the Wonder Years. Great little segment. Well, ironically enough, this story talks about the Wonder Years as the Wonder Years reboot lands Elijah E.J. Williams as its lead character of the upcoming series Reboot. The new series will focus on black middle-class family in Montgomery, Alabama during the heightened times of the late 60s, the same era as the original series. Williams will play Dean, an inquisitive and hopeful 12-year-old who's coming of age in a turbulent time and trying to figure out his place both within his family and in the larger world. Dean is a little insecure, a tad awkward, and a bit self-conscious, but he's determined to make his mark on the world around him. Williams joins Saquon Segblaw, who is from In the Dark. Who will play Dean's mother, Lillian, in the show. The new version of the ABC's coming-of-age comedy hails from Dave executive producer Saladin Patterson, Empire co-creator Lee Daniels, the star of the original series Fred Savage, and 20th Century Fox TV. Savage, who played the lead role in the original Wonder Years, is set to direct the pilot episode. As we said, you'll always find him behind the director's chair, right?
Exactly.
Savage recently revealed the exciting casting news to Williams via Zoom. And if you're in the mood for something feel good, I recommend watching the video posted below. I am Ron Burgundy. So this will be interesting. The Wonder Years was a good show. We were a little young when it was on, so it wasn't like a must go to show. It wasn't like a show I remember being like, oh, I really want to watch that. It didn't have the same pull like Full House or Step by Step or Family Matters had, for sitcom TV. Those are all I really remember watching sitcom wise, and Who's the Boss.
Exactly. Yeah, I only watched Wonder Years because it was something my parents watched all the time. It was good nostalgia for them because they grew up in that era. And it was a great show. It was fun. It was heartwarming. Do they need
it had Winnie Cooper.
Exactly. I don't think they necessarily need to reboot it. It's one of those things that, they're just throwing names against walls that are, completely different from the original source material, hoping that it sticks. We're getting a Fresh Prince reboot that's a hardcore drama, not a sitcom. I don't know.
I would have, if they would have taken place in a different era. Like, we've already done the 60s, maybe the 80s or something.
Yeah.
Would have been cool. 80s is always a fun decade you can go to. Usually pulls. Only not too many movies or shows fail in the 80s, except Wonder Woman 84. But,
yeah. And with all that being said, I mean, there's some great people behind it, so I think it'll do well. It's just I'm sick of the name-only reboots.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's not a reboot coming soon. It looks like HBO has announced that they'll be doing a Paul Rubens documentary, which is AKA Pee Wee Herman. Ha ha! So I'm dead, Francis. Last January, it was reported that Paul Rubens was excitedly shopping around a new Pee Wee Herman project that he billed as a dark and unexpected take on the character. Ruh-roh, did he go to a Sarasota theater? So the character is sent to a mental hospital for shock treatment for his alcoholism. He offered to make it for no money and got separate rejections from Judd Apatow and Netflix, among others, we assume. But he did apparently get one maybe from Josh and Benny Safdie, a.k.a. the Safdie brothers, a.k.a. the directing duo who just released Uncut Gems. The shockingly dark Pee Wee project still hasn't happened, and it seems unlikely that it will ever happen, given you know everything about it. But Pee Wee fans are getting a nice consolation prize, at least, because HBO picked up a 2-part documentary about Rubens with a producing team of Josh and Benny Safdie, unexpectedly bringing us closer to the impossible day where the two of them actually make a movie about Pee Wee getting electroshocked. And then it says, "Who boy?" So, the documentary will be directed by Matt Wolf of Spaceship Earth, and the press release says it will offer a kaleidoscopic portrait of Rubens' life. In a predictably silly statement, Rubens noticed he's been working with HBO since they were called Home Box Office, adding, "I love HBO, but I'm not going to marry him." So, doesn't say much of what it's all about. It's obviously not a Pee Wee Herman movie, but more of a take into his world. And Paul Rubens is an interesting character, to say the least. He could be like a serious actor, but then he could be that goofball Pee Wee Herman, or as my mom used to call him, the pervert that I was not allowed to watch because of his Sarasota stint. But, it'd be interesting, I'd have to see some trailers on it to see what it's about, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, from what I heard, because it's a 2-part, the first part will be sort of pre-Pee Wee, the second will be post-Pee Wee. But the question is, are they even going to touch on that movie theater experience? Because Pee Wee or Paul Rubens is a producer on it. So is he going to conveniently leave that out? Or are they going to touch on it and, dive deep into it as part of his past?
I would just leave it out. Like, I'd really blip over it. I mean, I'd want the world to forget about it, which obviously we haven't, dude got caught playing with himself in a theater. Because of that incident, man, I was not allowed to watch the ridiculously weird Pee Wee's Playhouse on Saturday mornings anymore. It was taken away from me. Anyways, that's your entertainment news for Tuesday, March 16th. Let's roll on to the birthday, shall we?
It's my birthday!
Yeah, a couple birthdays today. Clipper Piston, now a Brooklynette, Blake Griffin is 31. This actress became known to TV audiences as Lorelai Gilmore on The Gilmore Girls. Then she went on to star in films such as Bad Santa, Evan Almighty, and now the upcoming Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Lauren Graham is 53. Flavor Flav! Yeah, boy! He's 61, still wearing a ridiculous clock around his neck. This Deadpool redneck is a real firefly. He's a famous mother tucker that dodged balls as a pirate. He even voiced a droid in Rogue One as K2SO. That's Alan Tudyk, and he's the big 5-0. This actor is known for his lead role as California Highway Patrol Officer Francis Llewellyn Poncherella in the police drama television series Chips. Eric Estrada is 72. And a special shout out to our friend Chad Gillum. He is a young, I don't know how old Chad is, but it's Chad's birthday today. So happy birthday, Chad. I don't have to release your age. Just happy birthday. Rock the yellow shirt, buddy. And miss ya. And I don't even know if you're watching, but happy birthday nonetheless.
Well,
and happy birthday to the celebs of the world. Yeah, boy.
That does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, it's Tuesday and we've got Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. And don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. We are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, if you want to get a hold of us on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Phoenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram at Phoenix Media Radio. You can also reach Tony at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94. Or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now, being that it's Tuesday, at this time on Tuesdays, we talk Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. Rough Riders is a local 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the transport of dogs from the rural outlying shelters where they may not have a chance. Bring them here into the metro area of Reno and northern Nevada, work with local shelters and rescues to try and find them homes, give them a second chance at life. If you want to learn more about Rough Riders, head over to roughriders.org. That's RUFF Riders.org, or on Facebook at facebook.com/Rough Riders Saves. And without further ado, let's get into Animal Tales.
Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, the old great badger sighs.
Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with the big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo.
The old cow says, "Moo." All right, let's start off with our first tale, or first story in Animal Tales. Well, the internet is in love with a yellow cat. Yes, you read that right. While bright yellow cats may not be readily found in nature, a concerned pet parent in Thailand accidentally transformed her feline into something resembling Pikachu with a turmeric scrub. According to Lad Bible, Tamapa Supamas from Thailand was worried after she noticed her beloved pet cat had developed a fungal infection on one of its limbs. To treat the infection, she decided to apply turmeric scrub on the white cat. Well, that was a big mistake. While turmeric or haldi is prized for its antifungal or antibacterial properties, it also stains easily. Miss Supamas learned firsthand just how easily it stains when she ended up dyeing her cat yellow with the turmeric scrub. Photos shared on Facebook 2 days ago show the poor cat with her fur transformed into a bright, brilliant yellow from its usual snow white hue. The pictures have gone viral on social media, collecting thousands of likes and amused comments. Many compared the unnamed cat to Pikachu, the Pokemon, while Harry Potter fans remembered a memorable spell from the first book of the super hit series. Sunshine Daisies, Buttermellow, turn this stupid fat cat yellow. Ron was just goofed up a spell for cats, wrote one person on 9gag. I want my own Pikachu too, said another. The cat also shares a few digitally altered pictures comparing her pet to the Pokemon, according to Mashable. I will post this on our Facebook page so you guys can all check it out. But that cat is pretty much bright yellow, resembling, Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Let's move on to our next story. So a massive poisonous cane toad, dubbed Toadzilla, has been found under a family's trampoline, forcing them to hide their pet dog inside. Claudie Rowe described the toad as the size of a serving plate and does not need telling how dangerous it is after her previous dog died by licking one. Since losing her beloved Pomeranian to one of the pests, Claudie will keep her Maltese pooch out of their back garden in Virginia, Darwin, Australia, until the toxic toad has moved on. She said the family's new unwanted guest is the result of recent wet weather in the top-end region of Australia's Northern Territory, forcing more and more cane toads into the gardens of unsuspecting homeowners. Claudie told NT News, "It was the fattest thing I've ever seen. It was huge. I'd say it was serving plate size. Being the wet season, there are pools of water around where they can breed more freely. Obviously, they breed in all the gardens we have. Dogs typically want to play with toads because they see them as toys," she explained. You should see the pictures of this toad. It is, massive, almost the size of your face. And I guess licking that toad doesn't make you see rainbows and unicorns. It could just downright kill you.
It's what was it? There's the Hypnotoad in Futurama, but wasn't there? There was an animated show we watched where they were going around, they'd lick toads, and I think it was along those lines.
That's right.
To get the trip. I don't know if it was Futurama or not, but I know they had the Hypnotoad, but there was also one where they would lick it, and that would be their drug trip. And I don't know which animated show that was. It was some type of animated show. It could have been The Simpsons for all I know.
Yeah,
I don't remember where I've seen that before.
We'll look it up during the break because otherwise it'll drive us nuts. But in any case, let's move on with our next story in Animal Tales.
Oh, there's a doggy.
Well, this monkey pulled off a robbery that would put Money Heist to shame. A side-splitting video that emerged last year has captured the internet's attention yet again, leaving thousands in splits. The video shows a monkey interrupting a celebration to make off with the most important part, the cake. The video, which was shared on Twitter this evening by Indian Forest Service officer Susanta Nanda, shows some people celebrating in a forested area. One man in the video was filmed cutting a cake kept on a boulder. However, their celebrations were cut short by a thieving monkey who waited for the perfect opportunity before running off with the cake. No sooner had the man cut a slice of the cake that the monkey appeared at the scene, grabbed the cake, and ran away with it. The whole heist occurred in the blink of an eye, and it ended with the mischievous monkey running up a tree, far from the shocked people who could do nothing more than stare. Celebrating wedding anniversary in a forest is an experience altogether, wrote Mr. Nanda. While sharing the video, surprises guaranteed. We're going to post the video on there, obviously, so you guys can see. But the video has collected over 11,000 views and a ton of amused comments since being shared online. A cultured monkey waited for the ceremonial piece to be cut out before executing the heist, quipped one person in the comment section. "Oh my God, can't stop laughing," another said. Anytime some monkeys do anything aside from throwing their feces at you is always an entertaining experience for sure.
Absolutely. There's that famous one where the monkey stuck his finger in his butt, smelt it, and then passed out.
Yeah.
In that video, that was pretty funny. I looked up the Psycho Toad thing, and surprisingly, why I couldn't pin it on just one, it happened in 3 series. There was an episode of The Simpsons where Homer and Lenny went on a trip, and they got high off licking the Psycho Toad.
Yeah, I don't think that was the one I remember.
Peter Griffin and the town of Quahog all had... it was a flashback episode. They were all hyped up. It was Family Guy was the other, and then South Park had one too. So apparently, a lot of these animated shows have covered licking toads. I had no idea. Maybe that's why I couldn't pinpoint just one. I'm like, where the hell have I seen that? It sounds familiar. Well, because 3 of the big shows have done that. They've covered that topic.
Exactly. And licking toads is not a euphemism for something else. So it's
no. It's an actual
literal
frog. It's so they can get their high. It was that toad we talked about earlier.
Yeah, no. But definitely, in any case, don't go back and lick the cane toad because it just might kill you. But
you might not be around, little sister.
Exactly. With that being said, that does it for Animal Tales. When we come back, we're heading into the final segment of the first hour with a segment we like to call School Rules. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S. Speech difficulty. T. Time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now, we are in the final segment of the first hour, but don't fret, there is still plenty ahead with our second hour, including our call-in topic today of your ideal lazy day. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends because sharing is caring. Now, with that being said, in this segment that we've titled School Rules, we're going to be looking at some ridiculous school rules. Tony, is there any that come to mind back from elementary school, middle school, high school that it just didn't make any sense on why they would enforce a certain rule for you?
Well, when you're a kid, you always think like when you're getting rushed to go, like remember in high school, you had literally like 3 minutes to get from like when the bell rang, you had to leave your one class to the next class. And then half the time your class was on the other side of the high school. Now, looking back, the high school really wasn't that big. So it's not like a big thing. But when you were younger, you thought that thing was massive. You're coming up from a junior high school that you could navigate through. But man, it took a while to get from class to class. But I always hated when the teachers would rush you. Like if you'd stop and, I'd see you or I'd see a friend, you say a quick hello and it was like, move along. It used to get annoying, but I get it. As an adult, they need you to get to class to get it going. But when you're young, you don't get that. You're just like, don't rush me. Don't tell me what to do.
Tough for a guy like you who likes to socialize for sure.
Yeah. It was a little hard, but I understand it. But there's no like actual rules where I was like, wow, what a stupid rule. Like not that comes off the top of my head. Now I'm sure when we go through this list, there probably will be things that trigger and I'll chime in at those points, but that would be mine for now.
That makes sense. The one that came to me immediately when I was going through this was in elementary school when pogs were the entire rage and you'd go out and play pogs during recess. Well, they outlawed pogs because they likened it to gambling. Really?
Wow.
Really? Yeah.
We didn't get ours taken away.
Really?
No. But I remember pogs kind of came in, was it 5th, 6th grade? Somewhere in there? Yeah. Because before that was marbles, man. So that was almost like gambling. We used to go out to the little dirt lot in Empire Elementary and we'd do you made up your own rules. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to go for the knocker, right? They had these big knockers.
Yeah, they do.
That's what they're called. They're these big ass, I don't know. They're just these plastic ball things. I don't even know if they were real marbles, but you had to like hit it like 3 times and it would be yours. But like all they had to do was touch yours and you were done. So if you had a boulder, which was your big marble, it was just crazy. Well, kids and their bullshit rules,
Exactly. Well, let's run down some school rules as far as things that were outlawed for maybe no reason at all or a ridiculous reason. For instance, this one from user Gow Badgers says we couldn't wear winter clothing, jackets, hats, gloves in class because they were gang symbols. This was a small farm town in Wisconsin. Besides obviously having no gangs, it was effing cold, even indoors in the winter. But clearly wearing warm clothing is something only gangs do.
Say what?
Yeah, can't wear it, man.
Right. And that's the thing. Unless the school puts into effect a dress code, like a uniform code, how do you determine what's appropriate, what's not? It's either one way or the other. There shouldn't be that gray area in between.
Right. It's definitely one of those things. It's not gang related, especially if that's all you own. Like maybe it was a hand-me-down and that's all you have. Like, what do you do then?
Well, especially in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Those notorious Wisconsin gangs. So
yes, we are the cheese gang, eh?
Let's keep moving on with school rules, ridiculous school rules. This from Hands in the Fram says, they decided everything bad happened in the last 5 minutes of lunch, so it got 5 minutes shorter each year. Also, any group larger than 5 people had to be up to no good, so no groups over 5 were allowed.
Say what?
That seems...
That's stupid. Never had that issue, man. Never had that issue. Recess, man. I was usually the dude getting chased by girls. I liked it. It was fun. Or I was playing football with the boys. It was one of the two.
Yeah. And that's the thing, in the last 5 minutes, you would try to hold out to the very last minute before you had to get to class, but nothing had ever happened in that case. But
no.
Apparently the school thought otherwise. Let's keep moving on. Talking school rules from Seagull Friend says, no fist bumps. The reason for this was kids might accidentally punch the other person in the face.
Say what?
Really? If you're accidentally punching somebody due to a fist bump, you deserve it.
Yeah. Nope. We didn't do fist bumps back in school. There was no such thing. You either high-fived or that was your only way you ever said hi to somebody. You gave them a high five. There was no fist bumps. That didn't exist to my knowledge. The only time your fist did anything is if you were in a scuffle.
Exactly.
And I was in a few of those, man. Junior high, a little scrapper, man.
Well, and the other way that you could greet somebody was with this next one from Lazy Boy 44117. Our school banned hugging because it was quote unquote erotic. As you can imagine, the boys at school started giving each other very sensual high fives for the rest of the year.
Say what?
Nah, the only hugging I ever gave was girls. Like, you didn't hug dudes. Like right now, you give your guy friend a hug right now. There ain't nothing. Yeah, there ain't nothing weird if you hadn't seen a while. It's usually the handshake. You come in, it's that pat, and then you roll. It's not like this. Oh, they're there. But like it was always with girls. I remember hugging in school, and it was awesome.
Well, it was like school
dance.
It
wasn't erotic, but it was awesome because you're like, I got to hug Carly Crockett. It was awesome.
It was like the school dances. You had to be like arm's length away. You couldn't have them close to your body because God forbid, nature calls.
Well, and if you're in elementary, man, you don't think like that. You know what I mean? Your brain doesn't think. It's not till you get to junior high, and then you're like, oh, kissing is cool. I don't know what it's like nowadays, but back in our day, that's how that was.
Yeah. Let's keep moving on with school rules. This from Echo Lima Oscar Delta. Says, in grade 8, we were banned from standing in circles at recess because of potential scandalous activity going on in the middle. Ooh. We stood in squares instead.
Say what?
Really? No circles allowed because bad things won't happen otherwise. Really?
Do you remember in high school, I wonder what they thought of Smoker's Corner? Remember there was always the group of smokers, between, the recess, high school, they didn't have recess. It was your period breaks. In between your next period. And there was Smoker's Corner. And I wonder what they thought. That was a crap ton of kids that smoked out there, dude.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, Smoker's Corner was technically off of school property. So I don't think there was much they could do about it.
Yeah, they stood at that little cow field right over by the ROTC little center there.
Yep.
If I remember that right. Yeah. A lot of smokers, dude. Lots.
Hopefully that's changed now. Yeah.
But there's a ton.
Let's keep rolling on. We're talking school rules, crazy school rules that just make no sense. This one from user Gone Nuts says, no backpacks to class, but purses were allowed. Girls started carrying around purses big enough to be considered a backpack, and guys got pissed, so they started carrying purses too.
Say what?
Never had that problem.
No.
We were allowed to have our backpacks. I mean, back then, that's what held every freaking textbook from one class to the next, and that's where you had your pencil. I mean, you had it. We didn't have cell phones and stuff back then, but
that was way after our time. And, you hear about the schools that instituted see-through backpacks only. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes. All right. So moving on with school rules. Another one I just don't understand. GCZ1214 says, my middle school banned salt and pepper from being used in the cafeteria, claiming it was too unhealthy. They still sold Mountain Dew in the vending machines, though.
Say what?
Yeah. Double standard, man. It was the health days, right? Like, I think our school tried that too. Like, only healthy things, but then you had Pop's Barbecue selling French fries for $1 in Senator Square.
Or the pizza, it does. Again, all or nothing. Don't confuse what's healthy, what's not.
And when you said salt and pepper, I was going to ask if they pushed it real good.
Perhaps
for the OGs out there.
Exactly. Let's keep moving on. We're talking ridiculous school rules. This one from Lil Donut Official says, I attended all girls high school. You had to bring a male date to dances or could not attend at all. No going solo or with your girlfriends. So backwards.
Say what?
That makes zero sense. You think like if you were in an all girls school, you'd be super boy crazy. You know what I mean? Like just wouldn't that create havoc? Like, what if you brought in guys and all these girls, they don't see guys or they don't have guy friends and they're just like, oh, look at Julie's boyfriend. He's so hot.
Well, what about the poor people who were too embarrassed, too shy, or couldn't get a date but still wanted to go to the dance? They were just left out because they couldn't get one.
Dude, if that was the case, I was never allowed to go to dances in high school. I went to a couple and it was usually stag, or there was the one that I brought the girl and then she left with the other Tony. That was pretty rough. Pretty rough. She gave me the consolation prize, her fugly friend.
Right.
I got you a replacement date.
Oh, and then finally in school rules, this one from Hey Dog 8 says,
Hey Dog 8.
We weren't allowed to wear too many matching shirts because we could be a gang. This was in regards to a kid with cancer wanting to make a bunch of shirts.
Say what?
God forbid, they try to do something good for somebody who needs it. But, if they're all wearing the same shirt, apparently they're all in the cancer gang together. So
I'm glad we grew up when we did, man. There was not this many restrictions back then.
Exactly. So sad. So sad. And unfortunately, I've got kids that are now growing up in this. But
you got kids?
Luckily, their school's not as bad. In any case, folks, that does it for the first hour. We're headed into our long break. So enjoy the news. Get a potty break, enjoy some tea, and then join us back here in about 7 minutes. And we will see you all then for a call-in topic of your ideal lazy day.
Lazy!
See you guys in a few.
7.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/therightseat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day, making sure they brush their teeth, is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the multiverse of pop culture entertainment. To explore our complete lineup of quality programs, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Chris Jones. 13 European countries have completely or partially suspended COVID-19 vaccination with the AstraZeneca vaccine after multiple reports of people developing blood clots. But the European Medicines Agency says the number of people with blood clots is no different amongst those vaccinated than to the rest of the population. Stuart Smith reports from Brussels.
Only 30 of 5 million recipients have suffered so-called thromboembolic events, but that's been enough for the regulators of the biggest countries in Europe to temporarily pull the handbrake on AstraZeneca vaccination while they investigate any potential link. Ireland's Deputy Chief Medical Officer says there's no proof the vaccine is to blame. It's another headache for the EU vaccination campaign, which has already been criticised for a slow rollout. It's administered a first dose to only 11 per 100 people, compared to over 32 per 100 in the US and 38 per 100 in the UK. Stuart Smith, Brussels.
President Biden will hit the road on Tuesday to promote the recently passed coronavirus relief package to people across America. He says his administration is set to deliver 100 million shots of COVID-19 vaccine and 100 million direct payments. Kate Fisher reports from Washington.
President Biden will begin the tour touting the $1.9 trillion stimulus package at a small business in Pennsylvania on Tuesday. The president says he's keeping his promise to the American people that help is on the way.
Over the next 10 days, we'll reach 2 giant goals. 100 million shots in people's arms and 100 million checks in people's pockets.
Mr. Biden has announced that he's appointed policy veteran Gene Sperling to ensure that the legislation is implemented with, quote, fastidious oversight. Kate Fisher, Washington.
After his longest ever stay in hospital, Prince Philip has now been discharged following a heart procedure. The Duke of Edinburgh has been in hospital for almost a month after he admitted to feeling unwell in mid-February. Buckingham Palace say his health issues are not coronavirus related. And Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny has been moved to a prison colony where he will serve his 2.5-year sentence on fraud charges. His legal team was informed on Monday after he disappeared from pre-trial detention last week with no notification. Julia Chapman reports.
Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny has been moved to IK2, a notorious prison camp in the Vladimir region of Russia. His lawyers were able to visit him on Monday when he dictated an Instagram post to them. He told followers he hadn't seen any violence, but that his fellow prisoners seem afraid. Next week, Navalny will appear in court via video link. His team has filed a complaint over a lack of investigation into his alleged poisoning last year. Julia Chapman, Moscow.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
But
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this! To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. On a Tuesday, March 16th, we are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Savage, Sanfilippo. Tony, how you doing?
Doing well, man. I like how you slid that in. It kind of sounds ultimate fantastic, you know? It just kind of like that intro. Yeah.
We're playing with some radio names for Tony, and so over the next couple days, we're trying them on a little bit, seeing how they fit, and seeing what...
We're trying to ease the Sanfilippo out, because I obviously, no offense to anyone that's not my close friends or family that listen to the show, but I don't keep my Facebook open for the world. So, and plus it's good to have a radio, a stage name, so to speak, you know.
Yeah. Separate your art from reality. But ultimately, like I said, we're going to try on a few over the next couple days, see how they fit, and see what Tony wants to wear out of the store. So,
yeah. Like, I was thinking with radio names, I can't steal it, but like Uncle Nasty, he had a cool name. Like, you're just like, oh, it's Uncle Nasty, but that's obviously his real name's like Greg Stone or something, you know.
But if you think about it, you know, sort of looking back, originally, I'm sure people are like, Uncle Nasty, that's a stupid name, but it
grew,
it's grown on people. So, but in any case, we're looking at Tony Savage for right now. Tomorrow it might be something a little bit different.
Yeah, we're gonna try on. We did a poll. And people voted on him, and we'll use a different one. So we'll go with Tony Savage today. Because, Tony Savage kind of sounds like a wrestling guy, like a macho man.
Maybe, just maybe.
Or cousin Fred.
There you go.
Savage, yeah.
Well, in any case, folks, this is the interactive portion of the show. We want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day, which is why we give it to you 24 hours in advance. On the Fenix Line, boy, lost my train of thought real quick there. Fenix Line is 855 Fenix.
You had a Tony moment.
I totally did.
Yeah.
Or you can join us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Christian with a K, Phoenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R. Just click into the live video there and comment. Or, as we've been doing over the last couple of weeks, you can join us on the Stereo app. You can queue up to chat with us live through there at stereo.com/Phoenix Media. We've been having fun with some random people, but, that's the way it goes.
I like the random peeps. They're funny. We talked to the guy that wanted to be Prince Adam yesterday.
Right.
Oh, who's you talking about, Skeletor?
In any case, today's topic is, what is your ideal lazy day? Now, for me, by the time the weekend comes along, especially on a Sunday, I work pretty much 12 to 14 hours a day, putting things together. My brain is just going all week long. By the time I hit Sunday, I want to do nothing. I want to sit on the couch, have some healthy snacks, some unhealthy snacks, turn on a few Marvel movies or DC movies or something I haven't seen, and just relax. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to go to the extent of playing video games, just because that's brain power that my mind doesn't want to use. But that's my ideal lazy day. We want to find out about yours. Now, Tony, I know you're a little bit more of a get up and go type person.
Yeah.
If you have a lazy day, what would your ideal one be?
Oh, man. If my brain could shut off, and if I can't sit for too long, because I've been kind of cooped up the last 2 days with Snowmageddon. I have not been able to get out. So I go out and I shovel, which I don't have to shovel. I could just leave that and just be like, I ain't leaving. I ain't doing it. But I went out and shovel. Ideal lazy day would be, I'm not going to steal anybody else's because I had other people chime in, so I don't want to take theirs because I share the same sentiment, but I want them to have the glory on that. So I would say, just being able to lounge in some sweatpants and maybe catch up on some shows, like you watch some movies. Although I would play video games. Like this weekend, I busted out. I played Turtles the arcade game, Turtles in Time, beat them. I sat and played video games, and I usually don't play video games anymore. Like, not for lengthy periods of time, but I put in some time on some of these games. They were just quick, mindless games I've beaten before, and I even watched like Hot Tub Time Machine, Hot Tub Time Machine 2. These are not things I typically have time for, but this weekend I was able to do it, and while wearing sweatpants, it was pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's enjoyable. As you mentioned, video games. I don't have time for the big, long, open world games anymore.
Oh, no, we weren't doing no Legend of Zelda. That's simple. Like, I know I could get through this game. We're good.
Yeah, but I do enjoy the quick games. A quick fighter game, a quick round of a first-person shooter. Always fun, but not on my ideal lazy day. I literally want to do nothing. I want to teleport to different areas of the house, or have somebody carry me, which might happen.
What was cool too is I sat on this beanbag right here. I passed the F out. It was awesome. I think I had like a 3-hour nap on this thing after I shoveled. It was weird.
Naps are always great.
It was Saturday after I shoveled all kinds of stuff. Man, I sat on this thing and just, dude, like that.
But folks, that's what we're talking about today, is your ideal lazy day. If there was nothing you had to do, what would be the ideal thing that you would be doing, or not doing for that matter? In any case, go ahead and head over to our Facebook page, comment live there, or head over to Stereo at stereo.com/Phoenix Media. When we come back, it is all about you guys, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby Panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. We are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and we are smack dab in the middle of the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day. In order to do so, head over to Facebook at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there and comment with your pick, or download the Stereo app or go to stereo.com/Fenix Media, where we can chat with you live on this segment. Now, the topic of the day is your ideal lazy day. We talked about ours at the last segment. Mine would be doing absolutely nothing, having a few snacks by me, watching TV, maybe taking a nap. That's about it. And then, Tony playing a few video games and napping on that giant beanbag chair behind him. But at this point, we want to know from you guys. And as always, we've got a few people who have chimed in. Tony, if you wouldn't mind taking us through those.
Yeah, absolutely. My sister Cody, she chimed in and said, watching TV shows, watching movies, playing video games, drinking coffee, and my screen just timed out, and not having to clean the house. Those are definitely some good ones. That's an ideal day where you can just sit around and just don't have to do a whole lot, which is always an awesome thing. My friend or our friend Stacy chimed in, and her ideal lazy day is just to be on a beach, just sit there all day. See, and this is why I don't steal, because I share the same sentiment. If I could do that, but I want to steal from them, but I agree with them. So
somebody to bring you drinks and just relax. Oh, that sounds nice.
Yes. Maybe that's why so many people like to go. My friends at the SOV like to go to Vegas. They like to just lounge by the pool, and they pay for the drink service all day. They don't give a crap. Just sit there in the pool. Good times, man. Good times. Good stuff there. Let's see. Anna chimed in and said, chill with a friend or two, hang at a brewery, playing games, or if snowed in, listen to music, cook, mix drinks, and play games, fireplace, movies. Sounds like a relaxing day. It definitely sounds like a fun one for sure.
Yeah, sounds nice. A little too much activity for my liking, though.
There's too much movement for you there.
Exactly.
Right. Jenny Wink, she chimed in, the old Winkster. Laying on a raft on a beautiful lake surrounded by mountains, or on a towel on the beach with the smell of salt water and hearing the ocean waves.
Yeah, I would say the only caveat to that is Lake Tahoe, where it's just too damn cold to get into that lake.
Yeah, it is. But it is nice to lay out on that beach on a hot summer day, man.
That is true.
And of course, Lacey chimed in as well, and she had just watching movies all day in bed. Quick, simple, and you don't leave bed. So, thanks everybody for chiming in today. We had some good participation on that end. So, a lot of good lazy stuff. I like the lake idea or the beach idea of just sitting there all day.
Yeah,
I could easily do that.
We always get good interaction when it's something that people can relate to, and I think most people can relate to being lazy, when the opportunity calls for it. So that's a lot of fun. But if you want to chime in, there is still time. Again, head over to our Facebook page at Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there and comment. And with that being said, unless you've got another one, Tone, I'm going to go in and go into our stereo roulette.
Stereo roulette, because no one chimed in on the Facebook one.
All right, so let's see who we get. How are you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show today.
Bazinga! How's it going?
Good. So we're talking, what is your ideal lazy day?
My ideal lazy day is when I get to lay down and poop in my bed.
Wow, that is.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna poop the bed, I poop my pants.
I don't even have
that. Check out the hotel.
I poop my pants. There you go. Well, we appreciate you chiming in. That is the definition of lazy. Whew.
That's too damn lazy. That kid ain't getting laid.
All right. How you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show.
What?
Yeah. Welcome.
I'm Batman. Well, apparently they were surprised by the fact that they were chiming in.
What?
How you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. What is your ideal lazy day?
My ideal lazy day is laying in my bed whole day and have two delicious dish beside me and a girl with me.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. It's you've got some snacks, you got some good loving. Luckily, you're not like the last guy who decided to use the restroom while he was still in bed. So. But in any case, we appreciate you chiming in. Hopefully you'll drop us a follow and chime in at a later point in time.
Of course, why not?
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and move on with our next one.
Did he say he wanted some delicious babes in his bed?
I think he did. All right. How you doing?
Man, these motherfuckers is psychopath.
You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show.
Motherfuckers.
How you doing?
All right, that's what this shit is. To show you, like, look.
Well, there was a lot of F-bombs up in that one.
There was. Good thing.
I thought we were listening to Death Row's greatest hits. Death Row Records.
How you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show today.
Uh-oh. No, there we go. Now it's Biggie. We're going gangsta on this Tuesday.
Right. How you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Wow. That sounded like a butt dial.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, so you talker. Here we go. All right. You're on the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. We're talking about what your ideal lazy day would be. What would yours be?
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Thank God. So my ideal lazy day is I'm about to find something good to watch on TV.
Nice.
And I'm about to eat something good at the same time.
Oh, perfect.
But it has to be done simultaneously. I have to have the food ready as soon as I press play.
There you go. So what are you watching on TV? Are you catching up on TV series? Are you watching movies? what's on your playlist?
Well, right now, I'm watching this really good series. It's called The Chosen. It's like amazing. It's about the depiction of the life of Jesus Christ. And, it's rare that people get it correct. But I really think they do a good job here. And that is on VidAngel. Everybody go and check it out. They're not on any big streaming service. They're doing it all by themselves. And they've raised over $11 million.
Oh, wow.
And I'm also watching The One on Netflix. But I'm on, season 1.
And then on the opposite side of that, what is your ideal snack that you're snacking on at the same time?
Something with cheese. Ooh. It gotta be cheesy. So pizza, nachos. I'm a foodie. Ooh. So something with cheese. It gotta taste good.
We've got a great grilled cheese place around here called Gourmelt that, you talk about cheesy goodness. It's so good.
You from the Midwest? Where you from?
No, we're on the West Coast. We're based out of Northern Nevada. And then my partner here is in Northern Colorado.
Oh, man, I can hear it all in your voice.
We appreciate you chiming in. We're going to keep moving on, but drop us a follow. Hopefully you'll chime in again at a later date.
Enjoy the cheese and the show. Thanks for being on.
Y'all do the same.
Right on. Let's move on. Good interaction today so far. All right. You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show. We are talking your ideal lazy day. What would yours be?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Pooping your pants too.
Apparently.
Yeah, pooping your pants in bed is dangerous. Then call me Miles Davis.
How you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show. Apparently not.
How about now?
Let's keep moving on. All right, here we go. Apparently not.
You jinxed it. You said good interaction, and now it's...
I know. You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show. We are talking your ideal lazy day. What would yours be?
Trying to call somebody else.
Not a problem.
My name's Jeff.
I think that's probably a good spot to end it right there, just because we're running out of time.
Oh, fire! He's on fire!
Yeah. Trying to call somebody else. Who are you trying to call on that app? Like,
what?
You trying to call your mama or something? Get out of here, jabroni.
In any case, the stereo app roulette, was always interesting. We had a couple F-bombs drop.
F-bombs drop. You had somebody, good interaction with at least one. And the guy that pooped his pants in bed, which is, you need help, sir. Lots of help.
Yeah, I would certainly say so.
Don't go to his house. That's his name's Stinky Jeff.
Right. In any case, folks, that does it for this segment of the Kristian Fenix radio show. When we come back, we've got a segment called Fake Niceties. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke. When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F. Face drooping. A. Arm weakness. S. Speech difficulty. T. Time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. We are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. We've got a little thing we talk about a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including our call-in topic of the day, which is why we give it 24 hours in advance. That number, 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO, or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, speaking of tomorrow's call-in topic, we're going to be talking about best behind the scenes. You know, I don't know about you, Tony, but one of my favorite things about getting DVDs and Blu-rays back in the day were the behind-the-scenes features. Obviously, we just watched the WandaVision one. But what is the best one that was accompanied to a movie that, really gave you some insight into how it was made? Well, we want to find out about it. The other thing is with the Stereo app, we just ask that you be patient with us a little bit. We know certain people are trying to connect, but at the same time, the app is a little bit clunky with how it lines people up. So we're working through it, and eventually we'll get there, but we're on our way. In any case, let's go ahead and head into our next segment, which we like to call Fake Niceties. Tony, obviously you work in retail. You have to put on a smile with everything you do, but every once in a while you have to really just be overly nice to someone. You want to bite their head off. You want to chew them out. Anything come to mind as far as somebody that you really just sort of killed them with kindness, even though you wanted to do the complete opposite?
Yeah, the old man that wanted to fight me because I wouldn't sell him 2 things of baby wipes, like right at the start of the pandemic. Like, he got all mad because he wanted to, he needed 2 things of baby wipes, and that's back when they were scarce because we were out of toilet paper and everybody was buying baby wipes to wipe their butt. And you had to put limits on it, you know? And a guy, he threatened to kick my ass if I didn't sell them too. And then I at least was quick and witty and killed him with kindness because I didn't have the mask then. That was before the mask stuff happened. I said, well, sir, you're in great shape now. See, here's the thing. You're getting 1, but if you keep cussing at me, you don't get any. So the choice is yours. And then like a little baby, he took 1, threw it on the ground and went, and then he went to self-checkout, bought his stuff. And then he proceeded to get in my face. And what I really would like to say is just, hey, sir, can I get your Costco card? Adios, amigo. Get out of here. I can't do that.
Right.
And I wouldn't do that. But if I could do that, like that would have warranted the situation. Like, don't need it. Now you don't get any. Oh, so sad. Now you don't get none. Oh.
It's the way it goes sometimes.
Bye.
Yeah. If those are the rules of the establishment, how upset can you really get? Well, apparently that guy got quite upset. In any case, let's go ahead and run down some fake niceties from the service industry. Starting out with this one.
Oh, good for you.
User Punlick said, one time I used my retail voice on a coworker and she was like, don't use your customer voice on me. I know you're dead inside like the rest of us. It's just frightening and weird. Well, sometimes you just can't turn it off. You got to be that nice, helpful person, even beyond when somebody's pissing you off.
Yeah. You got to be nice. Sorry, I got a text message that threw me for a loop there. So focus. I'll tell you off break.
Squirrel. All right, moving on with fake niceties.
Oh, good for you.
1980s businesswoman says, the other day I asked for a table for two in my customer voice, and the waitress squinted at me and cleared my throat. And I said, sorry, still in service mode. And she dropped hers and we swapped stories about our day. And my boyfriend was like, you two just became two entirely different people in 0.5 seconds. I guess, if you relate to somebody else in the service industry and you just sort of drop that customer service voice, other people tend to recognize it.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving on, talking fake niceties.
Oh, good for you.
LIFO2589 says, teaching has 4 different voices. The I am the authority, but still friendly voice for kids, the customer service voice for parents, the professional voice for admin, and the regular voice for trusted coworkers. Yeah, I could see that. You want to make sure you put on the right voice for the right people that you're dealing with. Before my time in broadcasting, I spent a lot of time in the automotive industry and had to deal with people, especially when there were those recalls that were coming out and people were afraid that their gas pedals were going to be pinned down, and just had to be the nicest person I could possibly be over the phone.
Yeah. Always got to be super nice, especially, I completely am with that. When you're dealing with any member or issues, you always got to remember they're right, and even if they're wrong, you just do it in a nice way.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and there's that saying that the customer is always right. In some cases, they're not. They're wrong. And if they're not following the rules, then they are truly wrong. And you can kindly show them to the door. But let's keep moving on. Talking fake niceties.
Oh, good for you.
The Smiling Fish says, the acting required in the service industry is beyond the pale. My cousin freaked out when she came to see me at work because I was all smiling and nice while helping someone who was asking inane questions and who basically forced me to walk them to the product and put it in their effing hand. But I was nice as pie until I turned around to walk away and my demeanor changed back to normal and I muttered, "What the F, moron?" under my breath as I got back to my cousin. She just looked at me in shock and said, "No wonder you're so exhausted when you get home." It's tough dealing with people and putting on that smiling face. In fact, they even say that smiling uses more muscles than frowning. So,
right, man, that makes sense. It's why, I don't always carry the smile anymore because, with the mask, it covers. So I always kind of look like I'm grumpy, because the eyes are always kind of down. But
now, do you ever have customers or members who insist that you walk them directly to the product as opposed to saying, well, it's where it normally is? Where's the rotisserie chicken? Well, the same place it is, at the back of the store.
Yeah, some people do. We're supposed to take them to it. So I'm kind of used to that. Okay. I usually just say, hey, follow me. And they're really slow. And I kind of just ditch them. Not ditch them too far behind, but sometimes I get way ahead that they're way back there that I have to kind of backtrack. So, and then I usually, when I get to the point, I go, oh, it's right there. But luckily it ends up being like Clerks where they're like, so where's this item again? And it's right behind them. 9 out of 10 times that happens. They'll ask for the item and it's seriously right behind them. And it's like,
yeah, I like to say if it was a snake, it would have bit them.
Exactly.
All right. Let's keep moving on. Fake niceties.
Oh, good for you.
This one from Feeding the Old Spider says, I always got my friends and family weird weirded out by my working voice and mannerisms. My boyfriend was always annoyed every time that I said unfortunately before every sentence. Unfortunately, we don't have any more eggs in the fridge. Unfortunately, I can't go open the door for the cat right now. It took me some weeks to learn how to shut down the facade after getting home from work. Yeah, you want to try and not use negative words, but, let people down gently. And in that case, sometimes it just carries over into your personal life.
Yeah, it should be nice and should be fun, man.
Let's keep moving on. Fake niceties.
Oh, good for you.
Raven Illusion says, when I worked in the tech support, I would often end up getting callers that were difficult, escalated to me. Wasn't my job, but my nickname was Bomb Squad Tech because I could diffuse even the most pissed off caller. Some of the managers would tease that I pulled out my kindergarten teacher voice, which was, in their impression, both threatening and compassionate at the same time. I was and still am a master of crushing Karen's dreams of speaking with the manager. I certainly relate to that one. I would always be given the most difficult people and, you talk them down and the angrier they got, the sweeter I would get.
Yeah.
All right, we got time for a few more. Talking fake niceties.
Oh, good for you.
Rayappa user says, I once...
Rayappa and the Last Dragon.
Almost. I once went to get some lunch after shift to the sushi place near where I used to work. After I ordered takeout, I sat next to the register and just started scrolling on my phone. Well, a couple was about to leave. They said goodbye. The people behind the register said goodbye. I said goodbye. I've not heard such sincere laughter from anyone but those people working in the sushi place. I don't know if you've ever done that, Tony, where, somebody says, for instance, you go to the movie theater and they say, enjoy the movie. And you say, you too. Wait, no, they're working there. They're not seeing the movie.
Yeah, no, that happens a lot too, It's usually when people say thank you instead of you're welcome. Like that should be your instant response. I usually say thank you back. I don't know why. Like, thank you. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, just built-in response. Oh, well, it's automatic. All right. And then, let's make this the last one. Finally, in Fake Niceties.
Oh, good
for you.
Kanatari says, I get a southern drawl. I'm not from the American South. I have no idea where it comes from. Everyone becomes deer or honey, regardless of age or gender. I do tend to sound a bit vapid, but I investigate insurance fraud, so that much is intentional. It's much easier to get the info I need if my clients think I'm dumb. I don't know if I'd necessarily equate South with dumb, but more nice and warm, and especially that, that Southern Belle drawl.
Hey, Southern Belle. You little drawl.
But, somebody said that, you can get so, what is the saying? You can get so far with a smile, but you can get even further with a smile and a gun. And so, you can smile, you can be nice, but you'll know when to drop the hammer every once in a while.
Right.
In any case, folks, that does it for Fake Niceties. When we come back, we're headed into the final segment of the show. It is time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. We are back, folks, and we've made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Sad Darth Vader. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends. Because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, which
There's
is
a
what we
little
do.
much for that.
Yeah, a little over the top. That's okay. But we do this segment each and every day. Try to drop a little knowledge on you. Hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Traversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Yeah, you're on the Kristian Fenix Show.
All right, kicking things off this day in 1527. Let's see if I can avoid Filippoing this one. The Battle of Kanua. Mughal Emperor Babur defeats Rajput forces led by Rana Sanga, consolidating Mughal power. Whew.
Mughal was Google before Lugal.
I can tell you've been watching Hot Tub Time Machine.
What's Lugal?
Moving on, this day in 1792, King Gustav III of Sweden is shot by Count Jacob Johann Ankerström at a masked ball at the opera. He dies on March 29th.
Fatality.
John, Jacob, Johann, and Storm. What a weird name.
You know, that was back in the time where people had prefaces before their name, long middle names. You know, we'll start calling you Count Sir Tony Savage Sanfilippo III.
Sir Savage. I decree on the day I was the Sir Savage of the land. It was the battle of pooping in bed on lazy day. I decided to be a savage.
All right, you know, to each their own, right?
Oh my god, it still grosses me out.
That is
Sure he was joking. I hope he was.
Yeah. Let's keep moving on. This day in 1834, Charles Darwin aboard HMS Beagle anchors in the recently British acquired Falklands Islands for the first
Falkland Islands.
Oh,
Mr.
watch your
Reinhardt always used to say Falkland Islands all the time.
language tone. Watch
it. Falkland.
And I still picture Charles Darwin riding aboard like a Clifford the Size Dog beagle.
I was thinking the same thing. I was going to make the same joke. Did we just become best friends? Yup. I don't have the soundbite ready, so there you go.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
I was totally thinking that with Darwin on a beagle, man, during that story.
Exactly. Let's keep moving on. This day in 1869, Hiram R. Revels makes the first official speech by an African American in the Senate. And thinking back, 1869, that was right in the middle of everything that was happening between anti-slavery. It was just on the back end of the end of the Civil War. Good for him for being a pioneer in that space.
That's awesome.
Let's move on. This day in 1882, the U.S. Senate ratifies the Geneva Convention in 1864, legitimizing the International Red Cross and the American Red Cross, and basically putting into effect that medical workers cannot be the victims of war when war breaks out. So if somebody's going in to try and help someone, there are big consequences to pay if you attack those helpers.
No, that makes sense. You got to have medics to heal the people if you're going to go to war. And to this day, American Red Cross helps out a lot. So
that they do. All right, let's keep moving on. This day in 1948, Billie Holiday is released from prison early because of good behavior. In fact, there is a movie on, I want to say Amazon Prime right now, that it's America versus Billie Holiday. I don't know much of the backstory on that, but it looks interesting nonetheless.
That's crazy. I've heard of Billie Holiday. Don't know why she was ever in prison.
I don't know. Watch the movie. I guess we'll find out.
Nah, I'm too lazy for that.
You'll pass on that one. All right.
Yeah, I'll pass, yeah.
This day in 1955, President Eisenhower upholds the use of atomic weapons in case of war. Which is just a terrifying thought. I think we mentioned a couple days ago that all of our nukes are pointed at Russia, China, and North Korea. All of their nukes are pointed at us. God forbid something happens, because it would be awful to deal with the nuclear fallout in the apocalypse in that case.
Oh, yeah. Would not be good. Hope that never, ever happens.
Exactly. All right, moving on. 1961, this day, the 18th Golden Globes, Spartacus, Burt Lancaster, and Greer Garson are all big winners. I still get a kick out of Spartacus, where you see people wearing wristwatches, and continuity wasn't so big back in that time, but I guess it was big enough to win a Golden Globe.
It was Spartacus, Burt Lancaster.
Moving on, this day in 1971, Muddy Waters wins his first Grammy Award. Tony, what's your favorite Muddy Waters song?
Pooping my pants on a lazy day in bed.
It sounds like it's got the all the beginnings of a good blues song.
Yeah, it does. It starts out, it gets really muddy in those waters. Like you're sitting in your water bed and things get a little muddy.
Speaking of muddy waters and music, this day in 1972, John Lennon and Yoko Ono are served with deportation papers.
Bye.
Yeah.
But just think, if they never came back, Lennon could be still alive. You never know.
That is true. That is
Me and Yoko, we got deported. We're going to go ahead and grow a garden.
Keep that impression handy, Tony, because this day in 1979, CBS TV airs Wings Over the World with Paul McCartney.
Wings Over the World with Paul McCartney. I'm a musician and a Beatle. Yeah, my friend, Yoko, not my friend, sorry. Got deported. John.
It's all right, Paul. Paul like growing the wacky tobacco, and so
Yeah,
maybe
he did.
forgot that he
Him
did.
and Linda were bush growers, man.
That they were. Let's keep moving on. This day in 1991. I never knew about this. 7 members of Reba McEntire's band are killed in a plane crash.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It's crazy to think how many musicians have died in aerial accidents.
You know, it's good. It's terrible that they passed her. I'm glad she didn't. I mean, she's legendary. She went on to even make that show Reba.
I know. Oh, she pops up every once in a while. I think she did some guest spots on Last Man Standing as well.
And she looks the same.
Right?
She looks exactly the same. She doesn't age.
Let's keep moving on. This day in 1994, Tonya Harding pleads guilty to felony attack on Nancy Kerrigan.
Why?
Also in sports history, this day in 1996, Mike Tyson TKOs Frank Bruno in the 3rd round to gain the heavyweight title.
Yes, I knocked out Frank Bruno. He got my way. I was like, pa 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 pa. It was like Little Mac from Punch Out. You play my game Punch Out.
It's funny. I just watched, they do these like speed rounds and they're posted on YouTube and Facebook. I didn't realize that the key to beating Mike Tyson in that game was waiting, just basically avoiding his shots.
You watched that too? I watched that last night where the guy beat him in 6 punches, but he had to wait till round 2. Okay, yeah. The guy he had to duck him. He had to survive all the hurricanes of punch and get the movement down. And then like when he blinks his eyes, then you frickin' wallop him in the stomach and he just falls.
Yeah, I had no idea. I've never beaten Mike Tyson in the game.
I haven't either. He kicks my ass every time.
There you go. All right, let's move on. This day in 2015, Google commemorates botanist and photographer Anna Atkins' 216th birthday with a Google Doodle image representing her cyanoprint work. I couldn't tell you what a cyanoprint is, but it might be worth checking out.
And that just sounds dirty. Google Doodle. Yeah, I'm going to do a Google Doodle on Anna Atkins.
Ooh.
She's 216 years old. No big deal.
Yeah. Don't be doodling that Google. In any case, folks, let's go ahead and run down some of today's holidays before we head out for the day, where we like to talk about the things that we celebrate. For instance, today is Black Press Day, talking about Black Americans and freedom of journalism. It is Curlew Day, which apparently is some sort of bird. Everything You Do Is Right Day. I think yesterday was Everything Is Wrong Day. So
yeah, everything was wrong yesterday. But today you're right. So if you lost the argument yesterday, today's your day to redeem yourself.
There you go. It is Freedom of Information Day, which I think information should be free, as it is on Google when you doodle. It is Lips Appreciation Day. I appreciate a good pair of lips.
Yeah.
It is National Artichoke Heart Day. One of the few vegetables
artichoke.
Actually enjoy. It is National Curl Crush Day. Couldn't tell you what that means. It is Goddard Day. Again, have no idea. It is St. Euros Day. URHOS. Apparently he was a saint. All right. It is World Social Work Day. I appreciate the social workers that are out there doing what they can, because not many people would want to do that. And finally, it is National Panda Day. So,
Panda Express.
Ooh, good idea, Tone. I like it. Folks, that does it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow on a Wednesday with Words Are Hard. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and join us back tomorrow. We will see you then.
Peace.